A city bus crashes into a building, leaving 17 people injured. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kelsey Kushner. This is a major story that we've been following, and it's making national headlines. Caroline Forbach joins us live. Caroline, what are you finding out tonight?
Well, Kelsey, this is where the bus crashed into this apartment building this morning. Residents said the impact shook their apartments, even the ones on the opposite end of the building. Just before 10:30 this morning, officers responded to a crash involving an MTA bus and two vehicles. Officials say the bus collided with a Lexus at North Pecos Street at West Mulberry Street. The bus then struck a Nissan before crashing into a building on the corner of West Franklin Street and North Pecos Street. Passengers on the bus, as well as the driver, sustained serious injuries. University of Maryland Medical System confirmed 5 patients were taken to shock trauma.
At this point, we evaluated 17 patients, including the MTA driver that was extricated from the building and vehicle, was treated at the scene and transported along with the other 16 to area hospitals.
And due to the damage, the building was partially condemned pending repair. However, inspectors said the building's supports remained intact. What caused this crash is still under investigation. More on this story later tonight. Now reporting live here in Baltimore, Caroline Forbach, WJZ.
What's up, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative video. I hope you guys are doing well out there on this Saturday night. I'm doing pretty good myself. I just wanted to talk about some of the things that's going on with the DDOT bus drivers, and their day-to-day lives, with that particular occupation. As we can see there, the latest situation was in Baltimore, Maryland, where that bus had hit a car and then detoured off into a building, injuring like 17 people, and I think it killed 2 other people. You understand? Hey, that's almost on the levels of a mass shooting. Okay, yeah, but there's some serious situations going on with these DDOT bus drivers. So what I want to do, though, is start first with Geraldine Johnson to your left right here. Some of you may already have heard about her and her antics, and then these 3 sisters to the right of you. It appears to me that it's like you got bus drivers that victimize passengers, like to your left over here, and then you got bus drivers that are victims themselves by passengers. You understand? Let's check these particular videos out, and then you'll understand more of what I'm saying. Then we'll get into the commentary.
This is video of a Metro Detroit man getting off a DDOT bus in 2015. Just as he gets his bike off the bike rack on the front of the bus driver starts driving and hits him. The driver, Geraldine Johnson, immediately realizes what happened. The passenger, Joey Davis, is killed. Fast forward 8 years. Geraldine Johnson is charged with hitting and killing a pedestrian, Janice Bauer. Johnson was behind the wheel of a DDOT bus.
So the court does find you to be a danger.
The question everyone is asking, why was Johnson allowed to keep her job as a city bus driver after hitting and killing Joey Davis? Attorney James Harrington represented Davis's family in a lawsuit against the city.
It's absolutely unacceptable, should not be tolerated, and this should have been prevented. She should have been taken off the road after the Joey Davis incident had the city done its job.
The city of Detroit settled that case out of court for $4.5 million, which takes us back to Geraldine Johnson and her driving record in the years following Davis's death.
That there have been crashes either with a bus or your personal vehicle in 2018, 2 in 19, 1 in 20, 1 in 21, 1 in 22. And then we have this matter today.
The city of Detroit declined our repeated requests for an interview, instead choosing to release this statement saying, quote, "Since this terrible accident occurred 2 weeks ago, we have been engaged in a full review of Ms. Johnson's record and of all related departmental policies and procedures. Once that review is completed, we will be better positioned to respond to questions about her driving and employment history with DDOT." Following the accident, Ms. Johnson was terminated.
What we have seen in this case is an absolute failure and a betrayal of trust that we place in government.
Now we have reached out to Janice Bauer's family. They declined to comment on camera. They say this has been an absolute nightmare for them. Meanwhile, of course, now Geraldine Johnson off the job now, but it will be interesting to see what happens and what the city has to explain as far as why was she able to be working all these years after the Joey Davis incident. And then here we are with another tragedy. For now, we're live. Camille Mary, Fox 2 News.
Now we're in war, and we're drivers, and we shouldn't be.
Bus drivers across the Las Vegas Valley say they're soldiers in a battle they didn't sign up for. The 8 News Now investigation continuing right now with the incidents those 3 bus drivers you just met have seen with their own eyes, including the stabbing on bus 115 and one operator fighting to breathe.
Do not make any moves towards your waistband.
This Las Vegas Metro Police body cam video records moments after this man, Randy Black, gets off Tamisha Davis's bus.
I look in my rearview mirror, I see him running up to this man, stabbing him. I pull my bus over, I push the panic button, no answer.
It's 2021. Davis is driving her route, the 115, when police say Black stabbed another passenger. Video the 8 News Now investigators obtained shows that bus pulled over, police surrounding it. Documents revealing the passenger, quote, unprovoked, stood up and began to stab the victim numerous times before running off.
So, John 1, I have the knife that's on his right hip. It's a silver kitchen knife.
Police arresting Black minutes later, the knife covered in blood.
They ended up catching him. Said that he had his knife shoved up in his pants. It was a butcher knife.
Tamisha, Sandra Adams, and Stephanie Davis are all coach operators.
We're in war, and we're drivers, and we shouldn't be.
Every day, they say, is like combat.
Not only that, you gotta watch the traffic too.
Stephanie's worst day on the job.
She had to get me off the bus and help me to get some oxygen.
Was when a passenger blew suspected methamphetamine residue in her face.
I'm thinking, he thinks this pipe thing is his bus pass. Well, no, he pulls it out. Under the window that they talk about, it still has space. He blows something out of the pipe.
The report the 8 News Now investigators obtained for that incident says she pulled the bus over and called for help, but ultimately police were unable to locate that passenger. Metro Police say RTC never provided them any surveillance video.
No security was ever provided. For 3 weeks straight, I went without security. Then I kept refusing to drive.
From violent assaults,
us women get trashed. When I say belligerent, belligerent.
To verbal attacks.
A couple of weeks ago was a guy on my bus. He wanted my number. I said, I'm married, sweetie. He said, I don't care, I'll kill you and your husband.
These drivers say each day in that war on their buses are battles they're not winning.
I go to work with a mindset that I'm not getting in any altercations with anybody. I'm just going to drive. If they don't pay, they don't pay. I'm not dealing with that. My life is worth more than $2.
Why continue to do the job?
I love meeting the people. Some of these people become your friends.
Should RTC and the bus companies be liable if something happens?
Yes.
Much more than just violence on the bus. RTC says dispatchers and police are now able to see inside the buses in real time with some new cameras, and they do say that they've added some new security guards. It appears that they believe that's sufficient. And the drivers, though, of course, they disagree with that. They want a transit police department, and they say they could walk off the job at this point if nothing happens.
I mean, hearing from those drivers is startling. I mean, well, I wonder why this hasn't happened
Yeah,
yet.
because we see that in other major cities, David.
Right, of course, a city like New York City has a transit police department. Boston has a transit police department. Well, the board that's overseeing RTC says that state law actually prevents them from having a transit police department. They can only employ police. So this would have to all the way go back up to Carson City. They're dealing with a lot of stuff right now. We know that. So this is going to take a long time, and it's really up to the lawmakers there.
All right, David, very interesting report.
Wow. What a messed up occupation that it is, dealing with the public, regardless of what you do. Whether you're working in a fast food restaurant, a filling station, grocery store, or even like here driving a bus. I'm just saying it's just no good. You know what I mean? Just dealing with the public, because you got a lot of people out there that basically are mentally ill and should be off into some kind of mentally ill facility. You know, dealing with the mental ill, because you know, this just ain't cool, man. You know, but let's start with Geraldine Johnson over here to your left. Okay, I'm gonna just tell you this. I got a suspicion of why I think that this woman do the things, or has done the things that she has done. I'm gonna keep it to myself though. But regardless of it, it's not right. You understand? This woman has hit people with her own vehicle, let alone the city's vehicle, like the bus. Okay, come on now. There's just no way that I'm going to buy that. She didn't see that man that was basically, it just got his bike off of the front of the bus rack, you know, before she starts pulling off. You know, I think that was done on purpose, on the real. I'm serious. You know what I'm saying? This woman's, you know, regular license should have been suspended. Let alone, you know, her chauffeur's license or whatever it takes to drive a bus, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, really. She has, like, all these offenses, you know, 2 homicides to say, and she's not even in jail. She wasn't in jail, that is. They waited until she calls the city, you know, some money, basically. And then they got her and they retrained her, and she went and did it again. I mean, come on, man. Sums up with that. You know, I think it's some nefarious with Geraldine Johnson here, okay? Now, to get to these 3 sisters over here, I mean, they are really going through it. I mean, you got this one on the end right here, from the right to the left, witnessing stabbings on her bus, you know, and the way they treat them is just not cool. Then you got the one in the middle that was being threatened, talking about just because she did the right thing and told whoever this guy was that pushed up on her, I'm married. You know, he talking about, I'll kill both of you and your husband. Well, what the hell has got to do with her telling you that she's married? That's not cool. And then with somebody blowing what is called devil's breath, the scientific term for it is scopolamine, in her face to incapacitate her. You understand? Where is people getting these kind of drugs from? You see, look at the things that they have to deal with. And then you got the lady on the end over here saying that, and I don't blame her. $2 is not worth her life, but this is what she's dealing with. You know, this is what she's dealing with. Sometimes she said, like we heard her say, that sometimes she just if they don't pay, she don't say nothing to them. That's not cool. They need to have, you know, armed guards, armed, you know, security on these buses or what have you, you know, from some of these idiots that's coming up on them. Also, I think that they shouldn't allow passengers to come on the bus with arms, bearing arms. I really don't think so. I think they should have what you call, you know, a scanner at the bus door, you know, that wouldn't allow somebody to get on that's packing. You understand? Because just like the story that I did probably about almost a month ago, you know, where the one bus driver, he had to shoot this guy because this guy pulled a gun on him because the guy wanted him to let him off before the next bus stop, and the bus driver was telling him, nah, I can't do that, you're just gonna have to get off at my next stop. He wanted him to stop in between, and just because he wouldn't do that, this man pulls a gun on him, and well, it ended with the bus driver being shot in the arm. But the perp, well, he got shot in the stomach a couple times. You understand? So it didn't end well for him at all. You understand? But you got a lot of crazy people out here in the public. I would not want to work with the public. You know, it's a lot of crazy, demon infested, you know, people out here, mentally ill and all. And it's just a shame that public servants have to, you know, pretty much take the brunt of it, of what's going on. And then, like, to your left right here, Geraldine Johnson, Well, she's just like the people that these 3 bus drivers is dealing with. It's just that she's driving the bus, okay? There's just no excuse for what this woman did. That woman seen that man. And then gonna put on the, the hooping and the hollering and antics like she just killed her to her soul that she just ran this man over. Yeah, right. Okay, whatever. You got priors. You got priors. That's just what it is. That's all I got on this one, people. I want you to tell me what you think about this particular story right here. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts and views on it in the comment section. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. People, please remember to live your life as though we're being watched. Simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.